Chapter 12. American Symbols and Holidays. American Symbols. The Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is a famous symbol of the United States. In 1886, France gave the statue to the United States to show friendship. It is a symbol of freedom and democracy. The Statue of Liberty is in New York Harbor, on Liberty Island. Every year, over 4 million people from around the world visit the Statue of Liberty. The statue is of a woman holding a torch in her right hand and a tablet in her left hand. The tablet has the date July 4, 1776 on it. July 4, 1776, is when the Declaration of Independence was adopted. Ellis Island was an immigration station in New York Harbor. It opened on January 1, 1892. Over the next 62 years, more than 12 million immigrants arrived in the United States through Ellis Island. Today, the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island are both National Historic Sites. To learn more, visit nps.gov/stli. Angel Island. Angel Island was another important immigration station on the West Coast. The Pacific Ocean is on the west coast of the United States. Between 1910 and 1940, Angel Island processed nearly 1 million immigrants who crossed the Pacific. Many Asian Americans can trace their family history through Angel Island. The American flag. The American flag is an important symbol of the United States. Like the Statue of Liberty, it also stands for freedom. The flag has 3 colors: red, white, and blue. Each color has a meaning. Red is a symbol for bravery. White is a symbol for purity. Blue is a symbol for justice. The flag has 13 red and white stripes. The stripes represent the 13 original colonies. There are 50 stars on the flag. Each star represents a state. The Pledge of Allegiance. We show loyalty to the flag and to the United States when we say the Pledge of Allegiance. During naturalization ceremonies, everyone is asked to say the Pledge of Allegiance. When we say it, we stand, turn toward the flag, and put our right hand over our heart. The National Anthem. The name of the national anthem is the Star-Spangled Banner. Spangled refers to the stars on the flag that look like they are shining in night sky. The word banner means flag. The Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key. He wrote about seeing the American flag after a battle during the War of 1812. The War of 1812 was one war the U.S. fought in the 1800s. American holidays. Some U.S. holidays are national holidays. They are sometimes called federal holidays because Congress passed a law and the President signed it to make them official. Here are several federal holidays that connect to the 100 Civics test questions and answers. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Martin Luther King Jr. Day honors the life and work of Martin Luther King Jr. He was a church and community leader. He fought for civil rights by working to protect the rights of individuals listed in the Bill of Rights. For example, he believed everyone should have First Amendment freedoms, like freedom of worship, speech, press, assembly, and the right to ask the government for changes. Martin Luther King Jr. led many events during the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Movement tried to end racial discrimination. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. led the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom and gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech in front of the Lincoln Memorial. In 1965, he and other civil rights leaders, such as John Lewis, organized a march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. They wanted voting rights for all U.S. citizens. Soon after, Congress passed the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. He was assassinated on April 4, 1968. The third Monday in January is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It is a national holiday. There is also a memorial in Washington, D.C. to honor him. President's Day. We celebrate President's Day to honor George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. George Washington was the first president of the United States, and he is sometimes called the father of our country. He was born on February 22. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president and led the United States during the Civil War. He was born on February 12. We celebrate President's Day on the third Monday in February because it falls between Washington's and Lincoln's birthdays. Memorial Day. Memorial Day honors men and women who died while serving in the United States military. It is celebrated on the last Monday in May. It was once called Decoration Day, for decorating soldiers' graves with flowers, wreaths, and flags. People began widely observing Memorial Day soon after the Civil War. The Civil War was one war the U.S. fought in the 1800s. Today, Memorial Day is a national holiday. It is commemorated at Arlington National Cemetery each year with a ceremony in which a small American flag is placed on each grave. We also fly the American flag at half-staff to honor those who died in service to the United States. Juneteenth. Juneteenth is a national holiday that recognizes the end of slavery in the United States. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which said enslaved people in the southern states were free. However, slavery did not actually end until the Civil War ended in 1865. On June 19, 1865, enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, became the last to learn that they were free. This is why it is called Juneteenth. Independence Day. Independence Day, or the 4th of July, celebrates the Declaration of Independence and the birth of the United States. The Declaration of Independence announced America's independence from Britain. Thomas Jefferson wrote it, and it was adopted on July 4, 1776. It says self-government is important, and it inspired other countries to declare their own freedom. Every year, we celebrate Independence Day on July 4th. Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a national holiday that honors people who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, whether they are alive or have passed away. It was originally called Armistice Day and marked the end of World War I, which ended on November 11, 1918. World War I is one war the U.S. fought in the 1900s, and Woodrow Wilson was President of the United States during World War I. In 1954, U.S. veterans asked Congress to change the name of Armistice Day to Veterans Day. The U.S. Congress makes federal laws. On June 1, 1954, Congress passed a law for Veterans Day to be a national holiday to honor men and women, alive or deceased, who have served in the U.S. military. Today, we celebrate Veterans Day each year on November 11th. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a national U.S. holiday that is celebrated on the fourth Thursday in November. Thanksgiving celebrates a harvest meal shared by Native Americans and English colonists in 1621. In November 1621, English colonists were trying to create a colony in Massachusetts. A Native American tribe called the Wampanoag gathered with the colonists in the fall for a harvest feast. Today, the people in the United States gather with family and friends on Thanksgiving to share a meal and reflect on the reasons why they are thankful.